Okay, folks, we should be back live on the internet. Hopefully, you're able to hear me fairly well through this headset. I'm actually going to um, try using my earpods so that I don't have that annoying cord from my headphones in the way. I am going to do a quick sound check on my own here. Um, there we go, get my laptop logged in. Still sitting at the hotel, just got done with the workday. Kind of looking to just kind of relax for probably the next hour, hour and a half. Um, Grind out some more of the side quest, grind out a little bit of arena. Then I'm going to probably break, get some food, and if no one else is streaming, I will come back with the kind of the third stream of the day. So, hopefully, somebody folks want to come along for the ride, and we can enjoy some company as I kind of grind through all the stuff. I do need to figure out a way to kind of fix my thumbnails. They're getting cut off. They're not formatting exactly right. Um, Not sure exactly why that is. Um, Kind of bothers me, a little bit that they don't format exactly right, even though I have the size and all set there. So let me go ahead. I want to just bring it up on my laptop, hear the sound through there, make sure everything sounds fine, and we'll just kind of go and see what it does. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me go ahead. I want to. Okay, that sounds fine. I'm going to go ahead and mute it on my laptop, and we're going to jump in and we're going to do some side questing here today. So now that that is working correctly, let me bring it up over here so I can see the chat at the same time. Make sure the volume's down on this device. And there we go. We can bring that up. I want to see the live chat. There we go. I don't want top messages. I want all messages. Change filter, all messages. And there we go. So now we should be good. And we'll jump right in. Like I said, I'm doing this through my headset, so I'm not sure exactly how well this is going to work. Sometimes there is a little bit of a delay between my actions on here and the sound that comes through these earpods. If it gets to be too annoying while I'm trying to fight, because the sound throws me off just a little bit, we will jump back over and I'll put on on my regular headphones and we'll go from there. But I have 10 more runs to go through this, so I figure what I'm going to do now is run through 5 and then do a little bit of arena, go grab some food, and then if no one is streaming at that point, I will, I'm going to have to go, I think, flip over to my headset. Sound is fine coming through. It's just annoying enough that it's very hard for me. It is a fraction of a second off. So makes it a little bit hard to deal with. But we'll see if we can push through it. Okay, we're going to continue, and I'm not sure where that distortion's coming from. That is, I don't know if it's coming through on the stream. It's coming through in my ears. So I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit. I don't know what that does to the volume that I'm transmitting at, but if somebody joins and wants to let me know about the sound, that'll be great. If not, I will investigate after the stream is over. I just got done kind of half watching and listening to Legacy as he finishes up. He had quite a few more runs than I did. to start with. Um, you know, becomes very, very boring, very obnoxious. But I think the reward, ah, and here we go again. This happened to me earlier today. You know, if Storm would throw her specials, this would go much quicker. There we go. All right, two quick ones in a row. I guess I'll throw the special three and just get this out of the way. But, you know, it becomes boring and you just kind of need to push yourself through it. My plan is to kind of break it up into smaller chunks. Do five now, take a break from doing it, do something else, and then five more to finish it off. The other thing I want to do, I think, after I'm done running this 5 times, is kind of go through my war videos from this past war versus Jedi Assassin, JA. Um, we'll try to do our little quick video for that. All right, this should finish him off. And I think the other thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go over to my headset. I'm going to pull it out, you know, my wired one. I don't like the cable coming off the end of it, but there is just enough of a delay here that is just driving my head crazy because things aren't quite matching up. It hasn't affected really the fights at all, but it is just annoying enough that I'm just not feeling it. I feel like I need to just have it in my headset. Worked fine this morning. Didn't have any distortion or anything like that as I was going through the fights. So should only take a second here for me to swap this out, turn off my Bluetooth headset, and go this way. Be something I have to just get used to. Hopefully now, let's turn these off. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt the stream at all. There we go. AirPods away. And let's see if this is working now. Okay, I can hear things through there. Not nearly as distorted in my ears. Yeah, and I think I can get used to it. You know, at least for now. Maybe I'll play around with it more at another time. But I think this works better, especially if I'm going to try and record, you know, my war video portion. Stun a champ. Alright, so you're special. At least you did that quickly. I don't know if I'm going to have enough in the tank. Unless I go for it. Let's go all the way and see what this does. Skip it. Hey, had enough in there to finish him off. So, anyway, I think this should sound a little bit better now. I'm going to turn the volume up on my device here just to hear it. Yep, okay. So we are good to go now. I think that will work fine, and I think how I've got everything set up now is how I'm going to do it while I'm in this hotel. Messed that up. Hey, at least I got the second hit. Well, let's go. Like I said earlier today, running through this, I have a tendency to mess this up. You know, I am right now hitting, you know, just not paying attention. I meant the heavy attack there at the end. Well, you know, ugly little start to this fight. Let's see what we can do to bring it back. Okay, into Striker. Let's drain him some more. Into a special 3. You know, Doom. I love the Doom cycle. I love it when you can. And with this, the side quest with the spirit gauge filling as quick as it does, you know, I was able to recover there from a fairly ugly start to this. And some nice pretty rewards. Hey, I've got a graphical glitch. Hopefully I get my signature stone, my whole one that this quest gives me. Not that I'm hurting for sig stones at all, but it would be nice to make sure that I get all of them. Okay, 1 down, 4 to go. Let's see if we can do this fight a little cleaner, a little quicker now that... on, throw your special. Thought I had backed away from that in time. Come on, dude. Man, I'm taking a beating from this guy. Let's just do this and stun him. Or kill him. One or the other. It works for me. Hey, and I just realized the title on my stream, I spelled arena wrong. The joys of trying to do everything from a phone and not paying attention. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to edit that real quick. Give me 1 second here to kind of fix that up. There we go, and save that. That should hopefully fix it. You know, that didn't happen. Never did happen. Everything should be now working fine. All right, now that we're done with that, all right, let's see if we can get her to throw her specials. I've got to... There we go. Awesome. I like it when she throws them quick. There we are again. Okay, one more time, throw it. Nope, we had a good stretch there for a little bit. Alright, let's throw this. Screw it, we're gonna go for it. We should have enough. Don't like pushing her to her special too, but you know, that always scares me, even running a champ that can handle it. Let's see here, I want to do one more thing. Let's come here. Let's try this. All right. Now that that's done, let's come over here. And like I said earlier on the stream, for anybody that was tuned in, I kind of like doing this from my hotel and doing it from my iPhone. It lets me kind of walk around and pace and do some other things as I'm trying to do these fights. It gives me some flexibility. Gives me a little bit of exercise, so I don't feel like I'm trapped into a desk or something else. And there we go. That finishes Terax off. All right, 2 more fights this round, 3 more to go for this session, and then I think I'm going to do, like I said, 1 more batch of 5 runs through this to finish it off. Really gave a lot of consideration today of not finishing this. Feel like I kind of want to now, though. And block a hit. I hate that one. Very little I can do there. You know, I'm going to block a hit or 2 somewhere along the line. But I should have enough here to finish him as long as I don't complete another prompt. I think I'm just going to go for it. I don't know if that's enough to finish him on the special 3, but he should come out stunned. And it was enough to finish him off on the special 3. Awesome. Alright. Let's see if I can do this fight now a little bit better, a little bit cleaner than the last time I ran through it. Alright, here we go. I didn't mean to stun him there. That's right, it should turn out fine. Yep, perfect. Yeah, we'll just whiff with that, I guess. Okay. And let's now get into the extended Doom cycle here. Hopefully, see if this gives me enough power. Nope. But that will. Alright, this should finish him off. 2 down. There we go. Now it's 2 down. All right. Hey, and still a graphical issue with Sigstones. Don't recall, I know, like I said, Legacy was streaming it earlier. I don't recall seeing if his had that little glitch to it. He may not have updated his client yet. You know, I'd love to run BGs, but not going to until they let us know if that bug has been fixed with the attacker tactic in Battlegrounds. You know, hopefully they get that fixed fairly soon. I do have to run some Battlegrounds fights yet tonight to finish off my milestones there. And then we'll, so, you know, really annoying that, you know, I'm one of the few, I've kind of liked the tactics so far this season, but it's just been a shame that they've been bugged. You know, it would be really nice that the tech attack tactic, wow, I'll say that 3 times fast, would have worked from the beginning. You know, to me, that would have been ideal. You know, I've got a lot of good tech champs ranked up, perfect for this meta, and, you know, they just kind of, you know, killed my passion for it with some of the bugs. You know, it just has been a big shame that it hasn't really worked out as well as it could. I haven't run any since the update today, but, you know, from what I've been told, it's just painful. You know, I do have a lot of mystics as well ranked up that I could run, but, you know, it's like I've got OG Iron Man at rank 5, Sig 200. I've got, you know, a very good deck of 6-star rank 4 and 5 tech champs. That it's just a shame. Not that I'm trying for a high placement or anything like that. I let that for, you know, Legacy and Andrew and even Karate Mike and those guys in the Alliance. I think we have, you know, 10 to 12 guys that are, you know, usually pushing Celestial 4 and 5. Finisher, I shouldn't have thrown that. And there we go. Takes care of that fight. That is the longest fight in this thing. You know, her glancing just really is annoying beyond belief. Okay. Now for hopefully 2 quick ones, 1 medium-sized fight,
Hey Manuel, how's it going? You know, you'll be able to tell real quick. I'm still fairly new at this, and then trying to stream through my phone while in a hotel, watching my stream on my iPad while I stream, and trying to do this lovely side quest is about all I can do. Yeah, it's all side quests. I've got, I think after this one I have 7 more runs through it. I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to probably jump over, do some arena so I don't have to think or, you know, get bored to death by this stupid side quest. Um, I've also, one of the things that I do on here is I kind of record my war videos through a live stream. So I will probably go through my fights from this past war. May do that right after this, and then, you know, I don't know if I want to run BGs or not because of the bug. I do have my stuff there. I downloaded an app that lets me do it. It was fairly inexpensive, which would have to be for me to do it since I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do this on a regular basis or not. You know, and it was fairly easy to set up. You know, you can do custom scenes, you can do all the, you know, stream element stuff in it, which I haven't quite figured out yet. You can add text, all the kind of bells and whistles from it. You know, I think under 5 minutes I can do that pretty consistently with this team. It all depends on if Storm is willing to throw specials or not. Kingpin handles Quicksilver, Terrax, and Mojo pretty quick. It's the other 2 fights that make or break it. Mine is a iPhone 14. I think they also make it this app for Android as well. I'd have to look. Oh, why did I do that? That was dumb. There we go. So if you've got an Apple, I mean, it took me maybe 10 minutes to get everything set up the way I wanted it. I've got to figure out, there's a way in this app too that you can do transitions from other scenes and set up some, you know, other features that you see, you know, regularly from, you know, somebody running OBS or something like that. But I like this. This is quick. It's easy. It lets me do something while I'm in my hotel room. You know. So, you know, it's just nice. Okay, you hit 424 as your fastest, huh? You know, I guess I could try Mysterio. I do have him as a 7-star. Hadn't tried that yet. So you have Android. Yeah, I'll take a look at it and see what I can find. Hey, Clown, how's it going? Manuel's a tyrant, huh? He hasn't been too bad to me. I think it's just, you know, maybe tyrant to the other officers. I think all you guys are pretty patient and pretty forgiving of me and a lot of my war issues, so, you know, I appreciate it. Let's see, how many do I have left? 7, yeah, so 2 more right now, and then do something else for a little bit. I've got to break this up. You know, I'm one of the folks that thought once I hit all the special event milestones that it was done. Let all these things build up. Didn't figure there was any reason to go back into it. I thought, honestly, that I'd collect all the rewards from it, and you didn't get them each time you ran it. It wasn't until, I don't remember who I was watching stream did it, and they got more rewards. I was like, oh, I've got to do it more. So I did run a bunch of it on my flight here. Come on. I hate Quicksilver. You're going to make this quest a little bit harder on me. Only to Drew and his hate of X. He's the worst. Yeah, you know, I thought about not going for the rewards, but me and video games, I'm a completionist. I feel dirty if I don't complete something. You know, it's why I kind of grind out milestones in the arenas every time. You know, I'm just a masochist. Plus, it was nice, you know, I formed, you know, the T6B and the T3A are nice in it. You know, if their AI would throw frickin' specials, or if I knew how to evade Storm Special 2. I love getting hit, running recoils, and using Lady Deathstrike. Just gives me something to heal up. Oops. Yeah, the Act 7 stuff, that was a surprise to read. I don't know about that one. I'll do it. Just, you know, I think the only thing I haven't completed in this whole game is Karina's Volume 3, just because I refuse to go back into the Abyss. I think that's really the only thing I don't feel bad about never completing. You know, that... The Abyss runs were just too painful for me. I still have PTSD from them. Alright, that's the end of that fight. Like I said, all except for that Storm Pyramid X. These fights in here are pretty quick. I think I did the Terrax fight one pass through this in like 23 seconds. And of course it's a dash backwards or hit into block. It'll be a throw special when it's one-on-one, to throw a special 2. Yep, there we are, special attack. So we're just going to push now. Alright, that finishes that. On my mini account, I haven't done any of the Karinas. I haven't even run Abyss on that account. I treat that as a free account. Don't spend any money on it at all. And I can't say that. I did buy the Platinum double track deal just because I wanted to get that account, the 7-star champ. But I refuse to do... I haven't done... I may have done Karina's, some of Karina's, just to pick up some individual ones, but not complete any of them. Oh, I can skip if I want to. I get talking and then I forget what I'm doing. You know, just like in this fight, I will forget 15 times that, you know, he goes unstoppable after specials if I don't have a stagger on him. You'll find out very quick, man, while you're watching this, and be very surprised I do as well as I do in war fights. I wish there was just a button that you could press just to skip the special 3 animations altogether. I'd be willing to give up the extra 12 or 20% damage on it, just to never see him. Yeah, on my mini, I think we're gold 1, gold 2 in the alliance that I'm in with it. I don't ever boost. I don't heal. Typically, I don't die. You know, I told in the BG chat after last season, you know, I went through a gold 1, gold 2 season deathless with my mini account, which at the time didn't have any. I think I may have had 1 or 2 rank 4s, you know, using mostly rank 5, 5 stars, and rank 3, 6 stars. And it was nice just to run through deathless, not having to boost. You know, rewards aren't the greatest, but you know, sometimes it's nice just to be able to complete content and not have to worry about it and stress and all that. That's my biggest issue in war. I end up stressing too much, and then when something doesn't go exactly the way I'd planned it, I get tense and my fingers don't work as well. That's why I don't mind some of the long-form content, with the exception of Abyss, because I can just go through it with Unit Man if I need to. Did 12 fights of war and died 12. Yeah, you know, it's fun. You know, when you, and to the guys in the alliance, you know, I'm a pretty good player in their mind. You know. I may switch her out next runs through this and put in Mysterio and just see. You know, it just, to me, this fight all depends on Storm and how aggressive she is with throwing her specials. Or she can sit and not throw them. I think one thing, I would love them to tune up Lady Deathstrike and make her ruptures just a little bit more powerful, or last a little longer, one or the other. Hey, you know, after this season I can jump over. You know, I don't, pretty much all I do in there is I run the event quest. You know, I do AQ, I do AW, usually run BGs to get to the circuit and then stop on that account. I don't even know if I'll make the circuit on that account this time, just because of as much traveling as I'm doing for work this year, or this season. Uh-oh. I figured sooner or later he'd stop me from backdraft intercepting. Yeah, that was bound to happen one of these times. Well, that makes this a little bit more fun. I tend to hate fighting Terrax. And this is the stupidest thing ever, is, you know, you have your striker out there and you take damage from his rock field while the striker's out there. Yeah, I know. A lot of people hate AQ. I told you in chat the other day, AQ is my most successful game mode. You know, unfortunately, I did die today with Hercules. I don't know how. Um, I got hit by a special two, and his, the concussion from Gambit's special two prevented me from getting immortality. This fight will be a little bit longer this time because I'm having to use LDS for this. But she is a pretty safe counter for Mojo. I've not had any issues. Just focusing up just a little bit more than normal. There we go. That should hopefully finish him off. All right, one more fight. Got to pay a little bit more attention here than normal, just so I don't accidentally hit him when he's unstoppable. Or do that. Be aggressive, thank you. The only reason I ever worry when they go unblockable is a lot of times what I have found is when they're unblockable in almost any content is my dexing and all that seems to be always a little bit off. You know, I'll get caught a lot on, moving back, trying to evade them, and it just feels like the controls in a way, almost in a way, they get sluggish. It's particularly evident when I fight Wolverine Weapon X. When he goes unblockable, I have the hardest time, no matter who I'm using, dexing away in that initial 4 seconds when he's, unblockable and unstoppable. To me, I'll wait until he's, a fraction of an inch in front of me, and I'll dex away like I would every other champ, and there's just a slight hesitation, and I get hit. All right, that gets me 5 more out of the way with 5 to go. I don't mind if I end up leaving 5, but I will definitely probably come back and complete it. One thing I want to try to go ahead and do now, typically I do this way from my home setup, but kind of want to see if I can go through my war fights. There were 4 of them, so I'm going to see if I can get those to come up and how they look on the screen here, and see if I can. I don't know if that's going to let me do what I want to do, but we'll try it this way and see. So, in this war, we were up against JA. There we go. I'm probably going to start it over now. Let me go ahead and get this video back the whole way to the beginning, and we'll just kind of start it so I can clip it out later. Okay. So welcome back to Alliance War. This is War 3 in Season 44. We are up against Jedi Assassins. Have 4 fights this war, just like the past 2. Pretty straightforward, running path 2 in Section 1, and then jumping over to path 6 in Section 2. For this war, bringing in Silk and Shuri. They each have 1 fight, and OG Iron Man with 2 fights in Section 2. First fight up is Shuri versus Attuma. Pretty straightforward fight here. I'm going to go ahead, and I am recording this off my phone, so it's not going to look exactly the way I want it to, but it should work good enough. So for this fight, not having to worry about these nodes a whole lot. He's got that drip feed, placebo, roll with the punches, and shatter, none of which are going to be in play during this fight. Whole thing with this is I don't want to parry him too often, and with Shuri, it's just going to be bait heavies, 5-hit combo, beta heavy, 5-hit combo, get him to throw a special, I'll throw my special ones, rinse, repeat, the whole way through the fight. Like I said, this is only one fight for Shuri. Whole goal, whole process, whole method in this fight is just to finish with full attack bonus. Shuri is, does enough damage. It's going to be a quick enough fight. The only thing that's going to cause me any issues is if I do push into a special 2 and I end up, eating it in the face. So, first special 1, bait out his special 1. Very easy to evade his special 1. I think I do get a couple parries in there accidentally. And there we go. So special 1, late on the counter there, and that's part of my nerves. First fight coming into a war, just is the way it is. I tend to either get hit or get late on a counter somewhere along the lines in war. And get him through another special 1 and finish him off. All right, next fight up is going to be Silk versus Wong. Similar fight, she's a global attacker against a global defender. So, I'm going to put the withers on them and things like that. So it's not going to be a rough fight. I don't have to worry about most of the nodes that are on here because of the global. The combat deja vu prowess or placebo, nullify countdown, sugar pill, all those, not that big of a concern. What I'm going for here with this is just, parry 5-hit or 4-hit combo into heavy with Silk until we get close to our special 2. Only thing to look out for is if he does throw a heavy attack, he's going to go unstoppable for a brief second, just to kind of not counter in on that. Prefer on this if I can get him to throw special 1s. It's a lot easier to evade and get out of the way of. But if he gets to a special 2, I'm going to let Silk kind of drive the boat and just kind of let her do her evade. And here we go. We're going to do 4-hit combo into heavy, canceling out into special 2, and finish that off. What I like to do, let's look at that again. That last little bit of the special 2 to me is so satisfying. So you get there, and there's 10k, and then that 40k burst. Typically it's a little bit higher when I can go, cancel from that first heavy into my striker, into 4 more hits, and then into the special 2. That is one of the most satisfying things and combos I think that I've come across in the game, and just really kind of love using her in that. So for these next fights up, this is Path 6 in Section 2. Going up against a couple mutants. OG Iron Man is so powerful against mutants that gain prowess now. It almost makes these fights a little too easy. I say that, but I am always worried whenever I fight an Alliance War. This one has the prowess built up unblockable. So just want to make sure that I am using my special 1s with OG Iron Man to remove the prowess. I'm actually going to throw on a Power Start 1 so that it carries through for these 2 fights, just so I can get that initial, parry, 5-hit combo, remove any prowess they have, and just kind of keep that going, throughout the fight. Throw my special 1s as often as I can. With Bishop here, my goal is to push him to his special 2. If he throws a special 1, great. OG Iron Man is Incinerate immune as long as he's got his armors up. I'm not going to worry about it if he does. I would prefer him to throw special 2. Just for this fight, I'm just trying to keep that chip damage, as much of it off as I can. Iron Man has so much armor that he builds up. Even blocking the specials isn't much. I just don't want to heal. So let's go ahead and kind of go through this fight now. And you'll see, with these 2 fights, I think I spend more time staring at the nodes and getting ready than the fights themselves actually take, which I like. Like I said, OG Iron Man has become, very, 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 very powerful from what he used to be. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that initial prowess. And this is I think it was a 7-star rank 2. I forgot to check. So there we go. We kind of push him to a special 2. We'll throw our special 1 just to make sure he has no prowess. Get the armor breaks on there. Dex out of the special 2, and look at that, 20k mediums, 12k lights. He does throw a special 1 here. You can see that, even that, I think the chip damage, took me down 1%. And, I think we go into Striker here, we do, and then finish him off. Nice little 21k crit on that medium attack there to finish him. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that fight was 45 seconds, something like that. So I definitely spent more time in the loading screen. And this one, just a rank 4, I believe, or is this? Sorry, rank 1, 7-star Sauron. So once again, same plan going in here. Power Start 1 still on. That little pause there is just me getting my head ready for the fight. Power Start 1, throw the special, remove his prowess, rinse, repeat. If he does go unblockable, which he does right there, he gets that ready. If he does throw a special 1 when it's unblockable, Iron Man can handle that as well. If I don't hit the dex, I can always just block it. And there you go, look at that, 28k mediums. It is just over already. So that's a 25-second fight, more or less. Pretty quick, pretty easy war, for me at least. I appreciate that. I like the planners when they kind of take pity on me and, give me that. I will go on to say we did end up winning this war, which was great. It was our, unfortunately our first one of the season, but it was nice to kind of get that win, kind of get our juices back flowing. We had a much better war as far as deaths go. So far this season, through 3 wars, 12 fights, 12 full attack bonuses. So very, very nice start for my season. Much better than, the past couple. I like this new map. I like the way it's laid out. It has helped, at least this season, with the amount of boosts I've had to use. It's been nice just to have to use 1 set of boosts. We're working much better, I think, as a battle group, communicating now that we're kind of used to this map and how it flows, than we have before, in last season when we had the old map and, this new format for the 48-hour attack phase. I was boosting 2, 3, 4 times a war to clear 5 or 6 fights. So, very, very happy, very pleased with how this war went, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, so let's get back to the game now and actually do what we're here for. So let's see. I think my wife tried to text me while I was going through that. All right. So yeah, same paths, huh? OG Iron Man is just so freaking good. To me, he's just become so powerful. Especially again, I used him against Gladiator for the tech champ. He made that fight fairly easy. It's just, he's got a lot of good functionality to it now. Let's jump over into AQ. See if I can heal up my stupid Hercules. This is my, I've got to die at least once a month in AQ. I shouldn't ever, but it's nice running Herc at the same time. I can die, and if I play it Section 2 and Section 3 paths correctly, I should finish up at a full yellow bar of health. This is nice because every time I hit into him, I become invulnerable. So I get all the healing from recoils. I just hate that I can't run recoils all the time because of Alliance War. And there we go. So, just one of the things I look for whenever I'm running Alliance Quest or doing any type of questing is ways that I can heal up so I don't have to use items. You know, I came into this path, there's 3 fights on it. It's Strife, Jubilee, and then Daredevil Hell's Kitchen with, I think 208 health. Was able to heal up there to 40%. Once I have more energy, I'll probably take that. Taskmaster, heal up a little bit more. And then my path in Section 3 has Armor Break on it. So I'll get Armor Broken and just use that to complete my willpower heal up to close to 100% before the bosses. And then depending on how either Toad or Scorpion, whichever one I end up taking, what their AI is, that determines if I'm able to kill them or not. Some days Scorpion just does Scorpion things to me, and that stupid, I hate fighting Toad. He is so passive with throwing specials. With Hercules, you'll get Hercules' taunt up on him. You'll get the taunt from the node, and he'll still sit there and just power gain until he gets to his special 3. All right, so let's see, where else are we here and how long we've been going? We've been going about 50 minutes. I'm going to have to go get dinner at some point here tonight. This whole West Coast thing throws my internal eating schedule completely off. It feels like it should be about, 9:15, and I shouldn't be eating, but at the same time, I haven't had dinner yet. Let's see. Yeah, let's come in here. I think I've just got the 10 fights done in the featured arena. Probably just going to run through. Let's do 6. Do my 6s, 5s, and 4s. This is usually fairly quick, although I'm getting more and more of them, so it's taking me a little bit longer. And I hate these first 5 fights. Trying to get the infinite streak started. You get these Kang teams, and I don't know what they feed them, but the health that's on these things. But fortunately with R5s, they still go pretty quick. But this is I call Arena my therapy. This is how I unwind when I'm stressed. This is my, after a hard day at work, or even during a hard day at work, if I'm on conference calls, the cool thing is I can do this, in a way without looking at the screen, without paying attention, and it just, helps me relieve that stress. It is just a nice way to unwind and, kind of forget about a day and just kind of chill. I know there's other ways to do it. My wife would probably wish that I was, rubbing her shoulders instead of, pressing my thumbs into a phone. But, to me, and it's nice, I get, I am not free to play. I do spend, but, it just helps me offset that. And give me 1 second here. I need to do one thing, and there we go. All right, so we're just going to keep grinding through here, and then probably about 30 minutes or so, we will. Yeah, let's do that. Probably don't know what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Gotta find a restaurant around here that I like or that I want to go to. And then depending on the timing of when I eat and, if Mr. Abdo streams a little bit later. Come on. There you go. Really? Really? Thank you. Passive son of a gun. Like I said, I do not like getting onto the infinite streak at all. I wish they would make some changes to Arena. Not sure what changes I want exactly. One, just this whole having to do 15 rounds before the fights just kind of normalize and kind of as like a proving ground that you belong on the infinite streak. To me, it's just kind of that's the worst part of it. I hate doing it every 3 days, getting warmed up and getting it started. It's just not that fun, but the units are nice. So anyway, let's finish this one off. There we go. And very, very good chance I will do a part 5. Like I said, I am still very, very new at this, so I'm not going to go up and even try and do a stream when someone that has been doing this for a while is going to do it. I'm not ever going to try. If I see Legacy streaming like I did earlier, I kind of held off and did some things while he was streaming. I'm not going to stream while Lefty's streaming. I don't stand a chance of getting anybody to watch. Not that a whole lot of people are probably ever going to watch this, but I don't stand a chance of getting anybody while you've got a lag stream going on, or an Andrew the Rough stream, or a Abdo stream. I had thought for a while I was going to see if I can maybe, part of my thought process was I was going to try and take over, KT's time slot when he had to move, but he's back now, so I don't know where I'm going to squeeze in live streams. I may just use live streams as my own kind of talking ground, my own little therapy sessions, just to have something to do while I'm doing something I was going to do anyway. I'm going to grind Arena. I'm going to do the side quests. I'm going to do the event quest. I'm going to run through Act 7 with 7 stars. I'm going to run through Act 8.3. I might as well, bring people along for the ride if they want to come. To have people join in, be a part of the community. To me, it's fun. Even just talking to myself like I'm doing now, is enjoyable. Like I said, part of it is it keeps me awake. This, while I do Arena, it is not exciting by any stretch of the imagination. Running through these time and time again is very, very mindless. I do find myself wanting to fall asleep a lot doing it. So it's nice to have, this so that I can talk and be set up to do it. And, like I mentioned on the stream earlier this morning, the other thing is I like helping people. So, if there's people that have questions, in theory, I know how to do a lot of the fights and play this game. I can theorize and talk through and plan out fights a lot better than I can actually fight them. I'm not ever going to be an MSD and be able to do things itemless. That's just not who I am. I fully expect, running through Act 7 with 7 stars, I'm going to use items, and I'm going to pay through it. Oh, come on. I'm not fighting this right at all. I don't care. That should finish him. I'm going to use items. I'm going to use items in Act 8.3. You're going to see people talk about, oh, how easy it is that they did it itemless. I'm not going to be one of those folks. So if you get frustrated seeing people who can do all these things itemless, come join me. I won't. I will make you feel good about your gameplay. That to me, I think will be my biggest benefit to the community. I will make people feel good that they're not as bad as they thought they were. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. All right. I think I've got one more Thanos team, and then I'm done with these stupid things. And then we can get onto regular arena fights that are much quicker. I wish I know they say they don't have any masteries that they've applied to the Thanos teams and all that. I just want to know how they get so much health on them. I know they're also 6-star rank 5s, so maybe that's it. I say I won't do it itemless, but I will. No. If I take that back. There are paths I can do itemless, and there are times I do it. But it's not ever a goal of mine. I go in knowing, like right now that I've got 20+ thousand units. The reason I grind arena is so that I don't stress when it comes to those things. If I have to use a revive and pay for it, I use a revive and pay for it. I know I don't worry. I'm not like Brian or the free-to-play folks that want to save those 20,000 units for Cyber Monday or after Christmas or July 4th or whatever. I know I'm going to buy whatever deals they have out there and get the units for the unit deals that way. So I don't waste my units. Sorry, Yusafa. I don't waste my units on Paragon crystals. To me, that is the biggest farce. I don't know how anybody buys those things. I've probably, I did buy some when they first came out, because it was new and because I thought it was, something I wanted to do. I have probably opened up 400 Paragon crystals between the ones that you get for, various events and for free. I have pulled exactly one 7-star. It was in my first 20 crystals. I can't remember which number it was. It was Bishop, which was a great pull. I haven't pulled a 7-star since. So yeah, I don't spend money on Paragons. I don't waste my units on Paragon crystals. I'd like to have a little bit more success. It wouldn't take much. All these free Paragon crystals that they gave out. If I had gotten one 7-star out of it, I might very well, buy a lot more than what I have. But yeah, my RNG luck with anything like that is pretty typically been pretty poor. I think the only crystals that I've ever had a lot of success with is since they have switched on the calendar over from where it was a 4 or 5-star and it's now a 5 or 6-star. I think all but 2 champs have pulled the 6-star version of it. Which is nice. Typically I already have it, so it's just extra SIGs or an awakening or something like that. But it's just my luck in crystals in this game has been bad since pretty much day one. Right now, I don't even know, I think level up is on right now, so I've got to kind of figure out who I'm going to level up this time around too. I may, since we're running 7 stars through Act 7, I'm sitting on enough T6 class catalysts for a Cosmic. I think now that the Battleground store reset, I can get enough for a Tech as well. May look at taking a champ up to R2 this time around. I've got some other champs I've got to just complete throwing, ISO into. I did not level up Spider-Gwen. I don't think I leveled up Angela, that I've pulled as 7 stars recently. So I've got those 2 that I've got to do. I may look at when the Incursions Crystal resets and the events for it before doing a Cosmic, because I'd love to awaken Angela. If I could awaken her, I would definitely take her up, even at a low SIG, SIG 20. I would probably still go ahead and do that, because if I'm running Angela, typically I'm going to have the Odin pre-fights on if I'm using her in war or if I'm using her for incursions. And between that and her buffs would be enough to pretty much become immune to debuffs. So I think that would be a very good possibility for the Cosmic and kind of holding off for that. The other thought with the Cosmic would be to rank 5 either Galen or Cosmic Ghost Rider. Didn't mean to parry him. Those would be... And I did it again. How the heck? What the heck? Let's just keep parrying him. Makes the fight so much easier. There we go. Tech-wise, could R5 Nimrod, but I find at R4 he is more than sufficient for doing the things that he does. Really, Nimrod, there's very few fights, even in Alliance War, where I need to do more than get to one special 2. You get to a special 2 and it's pretty much over. He would be a possibility. Warlock would be a possibility, but he's in the 7-star crystal now, so I don't want to take my R4 up to R5. Omega Sentinel was kind of a leading candidate. I use her fairly regularly in war, and I think she is one that benefits from the extra rank. It would be nice if I had pulled Howard the Duck from the loyalty crystals. Since I opened 2 of those, I might have taken him to rank 2. I've got Hulkbuster as a 7-star, not awakened, that I might consider. I even have thought about, Guillotine 2099 and or Rocket. I have both of them awakened. And Yusafa, don't R5 anyone. Yeah, I know. Just kind of thinking through who I'm going to rank up and what I'm going to do and who I need them for. I really don't have, from the gems I've got, which are Cosmic and Tech, I don't think I've got anyone that I want to rank up. Want to awaken Angela, and then I will definitely R2 her. Debating the Hulkbuster R2. We're just holding on and saving until, I see what 8.3 has to offer and what I need for something there. I know the boss from the live stream is going to require a Cosmic counter, and they said it wasn't Hulkling or Galen, I think, on there. So kind of interested in seeing who the counter is for it. They said one would kind of cheese it, and it's nice. That would be a 6-star that I would R5 or R4 depending on how much it would cheese if I don't already have it ranked up. I've got every Cosmic as a 6-star, I think. So how many Paragons have you gone through today to get to the new whatever it is, whatever that bigger 7-star crystal's called now? Titan Crystal, that's it. Come on, lose your charges. Since I'm not paying attention to this fight. There we go. That should kill him. I don't know if you were here, Yusafa, when I said, I don't buy Paragon crystals. I have had the worst luck. I've had one 7-star out of roughly 400. Just can't do it. Jeez, I haven't even gotten my first Titan yet. I like the 7-stars. I want more of them. I want to buy Paragons. Everything in my body shakes when I get near it. But just with my luck and the luck that I've had on those things, I just cannot. I can't. I've probably blown through 20,000 units, when they first came out, buying them. I pulled Bishop in the first 20, and none since. but I've been pleased with the 7 stars I've got. Fortunately, you know, even the ones I've R2'd, I'd love to awaken those, but I've been fortunate. I think I've gotten, most of the ones I want. I want Titania still as a 7 star. Haven't pulled her. She's probably the most wanted one in there. I've got Bishop awakened as a 7 star, which is nice. I'm just kind of interested to see where the economy and where the game goes with what they've opened up and what they've put out there in the past. Especially now that they've brought out that Namor's Crystal for $200, in their online store. Really, really curious to see where the deals and all that go. At some point, I typically buy all the deals from the special events. I think this past one that they did with Cap's Commissary, I only bought a couple of the deals. I'm getting to the point where the deals that are more RNG based, for shards or for crystals or for things like that, I'm slowing way down on buying those and looking more and more for the rank up deals. And I know Cap's Commissary was more rank up, but the problem was I didn't have a whole lot of people that I was really sitting there really excited and wanted to pull the trigger on the rank up for. So I think that's the bigger issue right now. I've got the R5s I want, I've got the R4s I want, not really finding many that I want to take up and, do much with. I will say my most favorite of my 7 stars that I've ranked up is Sauron as an R2. He is so sneaky good in Battlegrounds. I think most people know he's pretty good as a defender, but I think I've gotten my fastest Nick Fury kills in Battlegrounds using Sauron. I can, in this meta, using him, I think I've gotten a 50-second kill on an R5 Nick. That was probably, I would guess, like 200. His specials, if you can build up the 10 prowess and launch that special too, will melt, his first life or his second life, depending on which one he's on. It is just, he hits so freaking hard, it's great. And most people don't expect it. So, if they're going to ban him, they're going to ban him because they're afraid of him on defense. And then they'll put in a counter, they'll have a Nimrod or something there. And, my favorite is when I put Sauron down and they pull Nimrod and you get the little Loki emoji. Because I can give it right back to him after I use Sauron out offensively in a fight and win. That's kind of my favorite. Is, I don't do the emojis and all that in there very often. I'll salute at the end of a round to be polite. But, I love people that when they spam the Loki emoji at me. That just makes me want to kill them even that much faster. Not that I'm very good at it, and a lot of times they'll laugh because of how poor I did in a fight, but I use it as motivation. And good gosh, I hate fighting this stupid champ. I think of every fight in this game, or every champ in this game, she may be one of the champs I hate fighting the most. That whole, and part of it is like that right there. That her digital cloak, if I hit into her one time when it's not down, I guarantee you she's phasing. I use her, and I'll take a full 5-hit combo. She won't phase. Mess up, take another couple hits, and she still won't. So Sorry, I had to get a quick drink of water there. You know, it just is asinine. Hood is another one I like that doesn't get a whole lot of play. I'm not very good with Hood, but for the fights that he can do, he does them very, very well. Which I guess can be said about a lot of champs in this game, but... Alright, a few more rounds and then we're going to go probably across the street from this hotel and find out what good food there is around here. Later on tonight I will clip out the Alliance War section and I'll post that as a separate video if you missed that earlier and want to see 4 relatively quick fights in Alliance War. I will run through later on tonight. Like I said, I may do another quick stream since I want to run my 5 stars in Arena one more time tonight, just so that I can make sure I get all the milestones there. Want to run through my 7 stars in Arena tonight, and I've got 5 more entries into that lovely, exciting, extremely fun side quest that I've got to do. You know, I kind of wish I had never seen our Alliance line chat where people were talking about having, 27 entries and they, had forgotten that they had to keep going through it, because I was one of the ones that had forgotten and would have been completely oblivious if the month had ended and I hadn't run them until I saw people say it. Where am I at right now in... What, Yusafa? Sorry, I think I've got 5 left if you're referring to how many I have left for the side quest. Yeah, 5 of them. So I ran, I think, 10 or 15 on my flight here. And then, 5 or so this morning, 5 again this evening, and, I'll run either 5 more tonight or 5 more tomorrow morning and just be kind of done with it. And why did they let Korg in the arena? I was hoping that would finish him. Oh, where am I at location? I'm in, tonight I'm in Riverside, California. Was in Laguna Beach last night. And then from here I go to Anaheim for Wednesday and Thursday, and then I fly back home. I work for a national retailer, and I run all the IT equipment for our stores. So when we're opening up a new store, I kind of get to pick and choose where I go, and then typically when I'm here, I'll go visit several existing locations just to stop in and let them see somebody that works at the home office and just kind of get the feel for how everything's going, what we can do to kind of improve the technology flow, so to speak, as both talking to customers and talking to the associates. Which leads me to, at some point, I may want to have a conversation with you. What a crappy matchup. Yeah, I don't, been here a couple times now this year. Came earlier in the year to this, basically the same region, um, and enjoyed it. My wife and I came. I took a 10-day vacation while we were here. We did the tourist stuff. We went to San Diego. We did some stuff in LA. We went to Joshua Tree. Just kind of all the touristy stuff. Didn't have any issues with traffic at any point in time driving around. And then last night I was driving here from Laguna Beach. It said it was about an hour and a half drive. I left Laguna at about 3:30. I got into my hotel just before 7. I mean, it was 15 miles an hour max for 2.5 hours. And no way, and of course not knowing any of the roads, not knowing any way around it. I could have pulled off maybe and had dinner, and that would have saved something, but there was a restaurant here that we were going to meet at, that I was going to meet, the GM of the store here, and I was going to take him to dinner, but yeah, it was just terrible. I don't know how people deal with it. I always had heard that the I-5 or I-10 out here was bad. I've never had any issue with traffic on those. But Highway 91 on the way over here, oh my gosh, 5 lanes of nothing. And then, I get the pleasure of coming back out here to California again one more time this year. No, 2 more times this year. Once in 2 weeks and then once in November. But I think one of those times is up Sacramento area, which is nice. Let's see, next one's Bay Area and then Sacramento and over to, I'm going to drive over to Reno, and my wife and I are going to take a week at Lake Tahoe. We haven't been there yet. I wish I could go to Vancouver. I've got one of the projects I'm working on is that same weekend. It's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd for what I'm doing for one of our offices. And it was originally supposed to be the last weekend of the month. I almost hit buy on my tickets for Vancouver and just thought, well, let me hold off, until we get the go, no go on the project, and they moved it up a week. So let's see, Denver, Dallas. Well, if you're in San Antonio, you're by my headquarters down there. That's where our company's headquartered out of, right there off the Riverwalk. I don't want to run him. Let's do that. Let's put her in there. I like San Antonio. I don't like going to San Antonio in the summer, but San Antonio, kind of this time of year, I don't mind it too much. It's a nice place to go. Dallas, I'm not a big fan of. Denver, I like. I do not work for CDW. I buy a lot from CDW. No, the company I work for is VisionWorks, I do the work for VisionWorks, which is a national eye care company, but my employer is actually VSP Insurance, who owns them. VSP is based out of Sacramento, and then VisionWorks out of San Antonio. Oh, come on, Mangog. I hate fighting you. Yeah, I don't mind CDW too much. Their delivery times on some items are a lot longer than I want them to be. We've recently, well, during COVID, which is, I started here working for, you know, the company during COVID. They stopped wanting to warehouse any equipment in, kind of our home office or any of our, warehouses or anything like that, and just kind of do just-in-time delivery from CDW. But, and then, for our retail stores, we use HP thin clients, and they are never, CDW, oh, they're a week, and it takes them 4 to 6 to be ready. So that's kind of my biggest headache that I get to deal with all the time now. All right, let's see where we're at right now with solo events. Should be, oh no, hero up, level up's coming in about 10 minutes. Awesome. Alrighty, I think I'm going to end it there for now, though. I may be back, like I said, later on. I am going to go find some food, go find a drink, take a few minutes away from the stupid phone, come back, and when I get bored again sitting in this hotel, I will either go work out, right? I'm sure I'm going to do that, or stream some more. So do appreciate everybody for joining in. Everybody that, have a good evening. And if you think about it and want to, please hit the like, please subscribe if you want to. And we will talk to you all later on. Thanks, Yusafa. You have a good night as well. We'll see you later. Now let's see if I can figure out how to end the stream from my phone.